Magandang umaga. Isa na namang napakagandang araw para matuto. Ang topic natin for today is about walong dahilan kung bakit mahirap magpa-utang sa kamag-anak o kaibigan. Protect your hard-earned money. Ito ay isang video na naglalaman ng mga dahilan kung bakit hindi maganda ang magpa-utang sa mga kamag-anak, kapamilya o kaibigan. Borrowing money from friends and family may seem like an easy solution to financial difficulties, but it can also lead to a range of negative consequences. Sa pamamagitan ng video na ito, malalaman mo ang 8 dahilan kung bakit mahirap magpautang at magbibigyan ka rin ng mga tips kung sakaling magpapautang ka sa ibang tao. We'll discuss the 8 reasons why it's difficult to borrow money from loved ones and how to protect your hard-earned money. Una, ang pagpapahiram ng pera mula sa mga kaibigan at pamilya ay maaaring magdulot ng pagkawala ng tiwala at respeto dahil ito ay maaaring tingnan bilang isang sinyales ng hindi pagiging responsible sa pinansya.
Hi, JJ. Good morning. Going back to the topic, borrowing money from friends and family can be a sensitive issue that can affect your relationships. Asking for financial assistance from loved ones can be perceived as a sign of financial irresponsibility, which can lead to a loss of trust and respect. When you borrow money from friends and family, it can signal to them that you are not capable of managing your finances effectively. This can make them think twice about lending you money in the future, or worse, it can lead to strained relationships and conflicts.
Pangalawa, ito ay maaaring magdulot ng hindi realistic na mga inaasahan at kakulangan sa pananagutan dahil ang mga kondisyon sa pagbabayad ay maaaring hindi malinaw na nakatala.
The second reason why borrowing money from friends and family can be difficult is that it can lead to unrealistic expectations and a lack of accountability. Unlike borrowing from a formal financial institution where the terms and conditions of the loan are usually clearly defined, borrowing from loved ones can sometimes be more informal, with the repayment terms not clearly stated. Furthermore, the lack of accountability can lead to a situation where the borrower may not feel as much pressure to repay the loan as they would with a loan from a financial institution. This can lead to a lack of urgency in repaying the loan, which can cause frustration and even damage the relationship.
Pangatlo, ang pagpapahiram ng pera mula sa mga kaibigan at pamilya ay maaaring magdulot ng tensyon at pagkakaroon ng guilt na maaaring magdulot ng tensyon sa inyong relasyon.
The third reason why borrowing money from friends and family can be difficult is that it can cause tension and guilt, putting a strain on your relationship. Asking for financial assistance can be a sensitive issue, and the borrower may feel guilty or ashamed about their financial situation, while the lender may feel uncomfortable about saying no or feel burdened by the request. This tension and guilt can lead to strained relationships and even resentment, as both parties may feel like they are being taken advantage of or not being treated fairly. It can also lead to a sense of obligation or indebtedness on the part of the borrower, which can further damage the relationship.
Pang-apat, ito ay maaaring magdulot ng kakulangan sa pagmamadali sa pagbabayad ng utang na magdudulot ng sama ng loob at hindi pagkakaintindihan.
The fourth reason why borrowing money from friends and family can be difficult is that it can lead to a lack of urgency in repaying the loan, which can result in resentment and conflict. When borrowing from friends and family, the borrower may not feel the same level of pressure to repay the loan as they would with a loan from a financial institution, which can lead to delays in repayment or even a lack of repayment altogether. This lack of urgency can cause frustration and resentment in the lender, who may feel taken advantage of or not being treated fairly. If the lender has given the borrower a loan because they needed help, it could be damaging to the relationship if the borrower doesn't repay the loan in a timely manner.
Ito ay maaaring magdulot ng kakulangan sa pagmamadali sa pagbabayad ng utang na magdudulot ng sama ng loob at hindi pagkakaintindihan.
This lack of clarity can lead to misunderstandings and disagreements between the borrower and lender, especially if both parties have different expectations and assumptions about when and how the loan will be repaid. For example, the lender may expect to be repaid within a certain time frame or with a certain interest rate, while the borrower may have a different understanding of what was agreed upon. These misunderstandings and disagreements can cause tension and frustration, which can lead to damaged relationships. It's important for both parties to communicate clearly and openly about the terms and conditions of the loan, and to clarify any misunderstandings as soon as possible.
Panglima, ito ay maaaring magdulot ng hindi pagkakaintindihan at hindi pagkakasundo-sundo, lalo na kapag ito ay tungkol sa mga kondisyon sa pagbabayad at interes.
The sixth reason why borrowing money from friends and family can be difficult is that it can lead to financial instability, as it may not be possible to borrow larger amounts of money when needed. While borrowing from loved ones may be an attractive option for small amounts of money, it may not be feasible for larger loans, such as for a down payment on a house or starting a business. This can create financial instability for the borrower, as they may not have access to the funds they need to achieve their goals or manage unexpected expenses. It can also put a strain on the relationship, as the lender may not be able or willing to provide the larger loan amount, which can cause disappointment for the borrower. Relying on friends and family for loans can create a cycle of borrowing that can be difficult to break. If the borrower is unable to repay the loan, they may feel pressured to borrow again, which can create a pattern of dependence that can be difficult to escape.
Ang-anim, ang pagpapahiram ng pera mula sa mga kaibigan at pamilya ay maaaring magdulot ng hindi pagkakatuluyan sa pinansyal, dahil ito ay magtutugma sa pangangailangan ng mas malaking halaga ng pera sa hinaharap. Pangpito, ito ay maaaring magdulot ng presyon sa inyong sariling pinansyal or pressure, dahil maaari kayo ay nagpapahiram ng pera na hindi kayo kayang mawalan or hindi mo kayang mawala.
The seventh reason why borrowing money from friends and family can be difficult is that it can cause a strain on your own finances, especially if you are lending money that you cannot afford to lose. When lending money to loved ones, it can be difficult to say no, even when you may not have the financial resources to lend. This can cause a strain on your own finances, as you may be lending money that you need for your own expenses or savings goals. If the borrower is unable to repay the loan, you may be left in a difficult financial situation that can take time to recover from.
At panghuli, ito ay maaaring magpakita ng personal na kalagayan ng iyong pinansyal sa mga hindi kinakailangang pag-uusisa.
The eighth reason why borrowing money from friends and family can be difficult is that it can expose your personal financial situation to unnecessary scrutiny and judgment. When borrowing money from loved ones, it can be difficult to maintain privacy and keep personal financial information confidential. This can create a sense of vulnerability and discomfort, as it can be difficult to share personal financial information with family or friends. It can also lead to unnecessary scrutiny and judgment, as the lender may feel entitled to give unsolicited advice or opinions about your finances. Moreover, borrowing from loved ones can blur the lines between personal and business relationships, which can make it difficult to maintain a healthy balance between the two. This can lead to tension and strain on the relationship, as both parties may struggle to separate personal and financial matters.
Ang aking payo: consider other sources of funding. Before borrowing money from friends and family, consider other sources of funding, such as traditional financial institutions or peer-to-peer lending platforms. This can help to avoid potential strain on relationships that can come from borrowing from loved ones. Kung pwede namang umutang sa lending app or sa pag-ibig loan or SSS loan, is hindi mo na kailangan mangutang sa iyong kamag-anak. Number 2, communicate openly and honestly. It's essential to establish clear expectations and communicate openly about the terms and conditions of the loan. This can include specifying the amount borrowed, the interest rate, the timeline for repayment, and any consequences for late or missed payments. So, kung talagang mangungutang kayo sa inyong mga kamag-anak, siguraduhin na kayo ay magbabayad. Una, sa takdang panahon na inyong napag-usapan, kung may patong ba sila sa inyong inutang, at kung hindi kayo makakabayad, ano ang mangyayari? Dapat ito ay napag-uusapan. Number 3, put the agreement in writing. It's essential to put the agreed upon terms in writing, even if it's just a simple agreement outlining the amount borrowed, the repayment terms, and the signatures of both parties. This can help to avoid misunderstandings and disagreements down the line. Number 4, be realistic about repayment. When borrowing money from friends and family, it's essential to be realistic about your ability to repay the loan. This can involve creating a realistic budget and establishing a repayment plan that fits within your means. Number 5, protect your privacy. To avoid unnecessary scrutiny and judgment, it's essential to maintain privacy and confidentiality when it comes to personal financial information. While it may be necessary to share some information with the lender, it's essential to be selective and only share what is necessary for the loan. I hope you find this video informative. Please subscribe and like this video. Have a great day. Bye.